So Sablute recently sent me out this wireless keyboard and mouse combo. We're gonna do a super quick unboxing, but most importantly, test it out today and kind of go over some of the different features and also just what the keyboard sounds like. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cut straight into that unboxing. So one of the cool things about this keyboard is that it has this ergonomic design. So it should be really comfortable and nice if you guys work from home or just do a lot of editing. So the keyboard is a full-size keyboard. We get all of our numbers over here, the full numpad. We get a really nice cushion down here for your wrist. This does feel like a membrane keyboard, so it's not mechanical. It doesn't really click, but that's really nice because it's really quiet. And you could also see that there's a slight flex to the board right here. So they have it made so that the keyboard's a little lower here and it's raised in the center. So I'll give you guys a closer look later, but we also get some extra buttons up here. We have a mute, volume up and down, a skip track, and then a play and pause. On the back here, it looks like we're gonna get our battery. So it looks like we just get two AAA batteries there. And then we also have little risers on the front. So we could actually raise it up a bit and have it at the perfect angle. Then we also get an on and off button right there. So that's the keyboard, pretty sweet design. They do show us what all of the extra keys do. So that's pretty helpful. And it even shows us what they do for Mac. Now there's not too much left in the box. Looks like it's basically just the mouse, and the mouse is going to come with a USB-C to USB-A adapter here, I assume for the receiver. So that's pretty nice that we get one of those, always nice to have. And then I believe the adapter or receiver is going to be right here. So that's what we're going to plug into our computer, just to make sure that it's being recognized. And then for the battery on this one, we're going to use one AA battery. You get the same on and off switch there, looks pretty simple. And it's also a very light mouse. It's pretty quiet. We have a nice roller. We have some rubber on the end, so it does feel pretty comfortable, which makes sense. If we have an ergonomic keyboard, you'd also want a pretty comfortable mouse. So we do have forward and back buttons right there as well. They're a little more clicky and mostly just plastic on the outside here. A pretty simple setup here. So let's go ahead, get some batteries in this. We're gonna go ahead and do a quick test and show you how it all works, and then that'll basically be it for this quick unboxing and review. All right, so here's gonna be our setup. We're gonna keep it nice and simple. We just plugged the receiver into this adapter since this computer here only has USB-C. So now I should just be able to plug this into the side. It'll probably prompt me to accept or allow this accessory. And since we're using Mac OS, they do want us to go through here. So we're gonna press the button to the right of the shift key. All right, so now it knows what keyboard we have. We're just gonna click done. And just like that, it's all hooked up. The mouse feels very responsive. Seems like you might be able to kind of adjust the DPI with this button up here. All right, so overall pretty happy with the mouse. Let's go ahead and move over to testing out the keyboard. So this pad here is at basically the perfect height. I think it's just wide enough for my wrist to actually be on here, and I have pretty large hands. So let's go ahead and test this keyboard out. I think overall the buttons feel pretty good. They're definitely pretty soft, not clicky like I was saying. I do think the ergonomic design is actually pretty comfortable. And then these buttons up here already work. So I didn't have to do any programming. They just work. So that's really cool. And they're much easier to see versus the keyboard there. I also like having a full-size keyboard, especially coming from that small MacBook. And then we have a light down here for the caps lock, the num lock, and then it looks like a low battery light indicator there as well. So overall, pretty cool keyboard. I think it's pretty sweet. And that's it for my super quick unboxing and review.